A few years ago, you criticized Adidas for putting out the those Jeremy Scott shoes. I don't even think they ever came out, but it was like the Jeremy Scott like shackle shoes.
Yeah, yeah, the slave shoes. I don't think that. I think here's the thing: the U.S. prison population has skyrocketed insanely over the last 20, 30 years. And that's something Russell Simmons and I were trying to highlight in the campaign we did a couple years ago. A lot of people don't understand not just that the prison population has skyrocketed while crime has pretty much remained flat, but prison culture has become normalized in our society. You also have TV shows on MSNBC and stuff like that that really, I think, numb the American public to the torture that occurs in prison. And we somehow have gotten to the point where we think it's normal for our relatives to go get locked up and all this other stuff. So some of the artifacts of this prison culture, the sagging pants and stuff like that, or just being proud that you went to prison, like I went to the pen and that makes me a better man than you. That's not normal. And so when Adidas came out with these shoes with the shackles on them, we have to really just think about the fact that we are a group of people that we've been enslaved in America longer than we've been free. We were enslaved for over 250 years, and then we had 100 years of Jim Crow. So we've been slaves for most of the time we've been here. Why in the hell would we want to put shackles back on our feet? And then on top of that, now with mass incarceration, that's just an extension of slavery. I mean, it's not a coincidence that the states that have the most black slaves also happen to have the most prison inmates to this day. So basically, there's a correlation, there's a connection there. In fact, the 13th Amendment actually says that slavery is not formally abolished. Slavery is still legal in America, according to the Constitution, if you've been convicted of a felony. So from the time that we were freed from the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment, there have always been concerted, consistent efforts to incarcerate us as ways to get back what was lost with slave labor. So I think with the Adidas slave shoe, it wasn't something where I said, okay, let's all go out and protest and rally and burn stuff down. But I did write an article saying, I'm not wearing this. I don't want my kids wearing this. I don't want my kids wearing anything that involved them wearing shackles. In fact, I remember Red Bull held a basketball tournament. I think they called it King of the Rock. And they had brothers compete in basketball tournaments around the country, and the winners would play at Alcatraz or something like that. And I think that what they were trying to feed off of is the imagery of these big, strong black bucks fighting it out in a prison yard on the basketball court, because that's something that we've kind of become enamored with over time, when the fact is it's really an unhealthy reflection of the fact that we live in one of the most racist societies in the world.
Jeremy Scott, he actually responded to the criticism, over the shoes. His thinking, the way he explained, was that I love my shoes so much I'm going to chain them to my ankles. Like, he said it was not coming from a racist point of view. And I don't know if you're familiar with Jeremy Scott. He's kind of like this gay white dude who's real cool with like Nicki Minaj and A$AP Rocky and the kind of the artsy kind of crowd. His shoes have like, teddy bears on the end of them or big giant wings and stuff like that. And it didn't seem like, I could see how it would be perceived that way, but that didn't seem like it was the intention of Jeremy Scott.
No, it wasn't. And the same way with the Tyler, the Creator thing, it's, intention is in the eye of the beholder. It's not so much about what you intended to say to me, it's what I actually felt, what I actually see, what I'm actually hearing when you say it. And I think for him, of course he's going to defend what he said, because number one, how can he really truly understand, the experience of being black in America? Number one, number two, he's getting money. Most of the time when people are that high on the corporate ladder making that kind of money, they're going to always find some sort of justification such that when you sort through all the math and work through all the equations, the answer is going to be that this is okay because I'm getting money. The profitable answer is the right answer. And that's kind of what we're dealing with. So I would be stunned if someone who was set to make millions of dollars from the release of any product would ever come out and say, yeah, what I was going to release was pretty fucked up. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, oh no, it's a little offensive, but look at all the upside. When really they're seeing the financial upside. And that's the sad thing about getting involved in these controversies, because when I did write about it, I talked to Reverend Jesse Jackson again on this, and he supported me on it, and that got the shoe taken off the market. And the downside of it is that somebody does lose money. And I can understand the pain of losing money. I'm a finance professor. I mean, I know capitalism. I don't hate making money. I like to make money. But I think the other thing I learned about money is that money is very powerful, like fire or a drug. So a drug can heal you and make you better, or it can turn you into an addict. So money is something that that should mean a lot, but it certainly shouldn't mean anything or everything. And what happens in our society is we have a lot of people that are so addicted to money that money kind of trumps almost everything else. And I don't think that's a healthy way to live or a healthy way to think about anything.
I remember Just Dawn and Kanye saying that they're responsible for retros being retro.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No. That's just me repeating what I hear. Shout out to
Okay.
Dawn. I'm a Dawn C fanatic. Hats is dope, everything is dope, but that shit was a comical comment to me.
Every damn shoe that I wanted when I was growing up that my parents wouldn't buy me, that's what I wanted. I wanted a Bronco. I bought a 1973 Bronco convertible.